Hello folks, today I'm going to let you in on a secret. I have a contact who's been instrumental to many of my viral videos, including getting raided by Mexican police, visiting Murder Creek, Texas, and being on the border with human smugglers, coyotes, and immigrants. He's my Spanish-speaking secret weapon. His name is Chedda Blanco. He's my friend, my contact, my amigo. And today, I'm delighted to introduce you all to him. So folks, Chedda Blanco. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have a secret weapon, a special guest, someone that has been involved in some of the craziest videos we've ever done, a real gem of the channel, a guy that I'm very happy to introduce to you, the one, the only, Chedda Blanco, also the host of Texas Buzz.
Hell yeah.
And Chedda, last night, it's one of those nights, let me set the stage a little bit. We saw some really sad things and some really profound things, and we were at the border, and people were they got caught by Border Patrol. They were waiting for Border Patrol, what is it?
They got caught by the National Guard, and
yeah,
they were waiting for the Border Patrol to come in for them in the morning.
So we got to interview these people, and it was just really sad. Like right now this morning, I feel like, you know when you go to a funeral, and there's nothing good you can say to, like you can,
yes,
sorry for your loss, and that's pretty much the only thing you can say, because there's nothing that really fits the situation.
Exactly.
Exactly. Give the people the lay of the land of what we saw last night, how it went down, and even just from when we started into drive, where we thought we were going to get kicked out too.
Okay, so we decided to go for a cruise. You know, just go by the border, see what we would find. We go all the way downtown, and as soon as we get into the parking lot to right before where the river is, you can see state troopers like left and right everywhere. The whole parking lot only had military, National Guard troopers and Border Patrol type of. So we get off, and troopers let us right by. We park. We see the actual buoys. That was insane to see. Yeah, we really wanted to check out. We had heard these buoys that Governor Abbott signed into law that the saw blades are in these buoys, and sure enough, there's these. So we see all these like military guards. There's like the military guard was kind of watching his phone. I feel like he didn't even know we were there. Yeah.
So we go in, we look at these buoys, and sure enough, there's a saw blade in the middle of these things. And maybe an engineer can tell us, oh, it helps float better in the water, but I've never heard of a saw helping anything float.
Nah.
The only reason I think a sharpened saw could be there is to discourage people with injuries.
Discourage people from crossing, for sure.
But when they're invested that deep, if you're coming all the way, we met people from Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, El Salvador. Mm-hmm. Okay. They've made it this far. One buoy is, we're turning back. I'm going back to Colombia.
Exactly. That's not going to stop people from, month and a half journeys, 2 month journeys from coming all the way over here. We asked them, like, that's one of the questions I asked them, like, hey, well, what did you guys think about the buoys? Like, did you see them? They're like, oh yes, like they're way down there. Like, we had to go around them, and I was like, well, how do you guys feel about them? And they kept saying, like, we don't care. Like, we'll do anything to go around it. Like, yes, it's inhumane. Yes, it's crazy. We're looking at it like, damn, they really don't want us over here. But they said, nothing would have stopped them from coming. So
I guess also, because one of the common things we heard from everybody, we were probably talking to a group of 11. Every one of them said they got robbed and beat up by Mexican police at multiple points of their journey.
Yes.
So I think a little buoy to them, I don't even think it even registered. Like, we think it's like the most awful part of let's say it's our awful contribution to their journey. But to them, it's just a tiny little roadblock. And to them, I think that's like close to last on the list of things they've encountered. They're hungry, they're thirsty, they're getting robbed.
This heat out here is crazy. 110 plus every day here. Like, it's insane. How could you be going through the desert? Like, it's insane right now, bro. Nobody should be going through that. It's crazy. To
give you guys more of a reference point of Chedda, some of the videos we've accomplished together, Murder Creek, we went to the Texas-Mexico border. We talked to a coyote. We have an even better version of that coming in a little bit. But also, one thing we share, and correct me if I'm wrong in this one, but I think we shared the scariest moment of our life together.
For sure.
Okay, so we were interviewing a Mexican rapper named Hostage in Piedras Negras. Shout out our dog.
Oh yeah.
And while we were interviewing him, 3 Mexican police burst through the door, ski masks on, rifles pointed, fingers on the trigger.
Piso la verga.
Piso la verga.
Hell yeah.
And if people don't know what that means back home, what does that mean, Chedda?
It means get on the fucking floor now.
And what did we do?
We got on the fucking floor. For sure, bro. Nah.
Man, so Chedda is kind of the channel's good luck charm. Like every kind of sketchy situation that could go right or wrong. Like somehow when Chedda comes with us, we always just see the wildest stuff and we escape without any scratches.
Perfectly. We go in and what we kind of like, the unexpected happens and like it all lines up perfectly and we slide right out perfectly.
It's amazing. Yesterday, I think some of the remarkable things. So we got to see a bunch of coyotes and smugglers. And when people hear this, they think like, and not that it's not a sophisticated operation, but I think they think fully grown adults like planning stuff, like putting like points on a map.
It is organized crime, but they like you said,
they're kids adults. Though.
Exactly.
That's what every single smuggler I've met so far, and I'm sure there's guys that are, older, but all of the guys I've met so far are like high school kid kind of looking kids that are just looking for a way to get some quick cash, take a thrill. It's like the perfect job for a high school kid in a way because the first time they get caught, the penalty's probably not as severe as it could be. They get to... Man, some of them are making 20, 30, 40K a month. Yeah. But we just walking through the Walmart on the border, you can tell like we looked at a guy, he had a gold watch, he had gold rings on every single finger, and he looked like he was in high school. And he had pollero, which what are the different terms for so they got for the immigrants coming in? Heads?
Heads, they call the people heads. They call them
pollos?
They do call them pollos. The polleros are obviously the ones like hosting them, keeping them, housing them, and then the drivers are drivers, and coyotes. Coyotes are really like the going through the river, like that's like the real original coyote, like going through the river.
So are they more of just like transporters than
They're
coyotes?
Like transporters, bro. They're more transporters than coyotes.
Because the real deal coyote is with the group walking the terrain.
With the group walking the trail. And the people we met last night, that was the first thing I asked them. One of the first things we asked them is, how much did you pay to be able to cross or how did, and none of them were like, no, none of that, sir. Like, none of that. Like, we all came with nothing. We all came like just walking and asking for rides and just finding out where the next city was. And the next city was like, we didn't pay nobody. We just did this journey on our own. And I was like, wow, like that's crazy. There's two whole different sides of this. Like people that save their money, pay someone professionally to do it, and still take the risk of losing all the money. And then there's people that come with nothing and just walk and walk and walk and walk all the way over here.
Do you think it pays to get the professionals involved in this? Like, do you think the rate of success is much better if you pay a coyote?
These people were here. These people were here at the border paying nothing, coming from Colombia, Venezuela. Like, that is crazy, bro. Oh. That is crazy. They must have walked through jungles and got on boats and done all this crazy stuff to get here. And, they didn't have to pay somebody, a coyote, professionally to come and do it. Like, they're here at the border, and there's people that don't make it this far with the coyote. It's crazy.
One guy that I think we really need to highlight as far as his courage and his sacrifice was there was a gentleman. He had lost his grandma, his mom. They're getting his whole family sounded like they're getting hunted down in El Salvador. Was this?
Yeah, in El Salvador, he said that his mom got murdered, his grandma got murdered, and that his whole family was in danger. So he had to jet out of there. He said he had a brother in Miami, and that's really like the only hope he has is just to go meet his brother again. Like he acted like he didn't have any more family besides him.
And what's so sad is you see these guys that you ask them, what's your dream? What do you want to do? All they say is work and be safe. Work and be safe. Like to live without violence was a common answer.
Work and not be worried about getting kidnapped. Work and not be worried about the government stealing from you, taking from you, not giving you any freedom.
You ask an American, they're like, oh, I think I want a Lamborghini. I want like a mansion and a butler. And they're just like, I want to live and work in a place without violence.
Facts, bro.
And this guy... like there's a few just really touching moments to me. One, he had the University of Miami hat on, which I imagine his brother sent in the mail and was like, brother, when you get here, this is what it's like. And that to me...
That shit gives me chills, bro. Yeah. No, that's love for real. That's
100%.
Hell yeah.
And then the other thing was he met a blind guy or a guy that I don't know if he was just cross-eyed and had really bad vision.
You could see his eyes were cross-eyed, but like they said that he sees almost nothing. You know, he can kind of see things, but he has to be, you have to hold his hand to walk with him, bro.
So they met, and a lot of these guys in the group met as complete strangers, and they have to go into La Bestia, the train that there's 4 different train little stops they had to take through Mexico where we saw videos of them. They have trash bags on to keep warm. And this guy, even though the risk of getting caught was much, much greater, chose to walk with this guy, carrying this guy's hand or arm to guide him to the border through, it sounds like the entirety of Mexico.
Yeah, so he's bringing a blind guy with him
that he doesn't even know,
that he just met.
And if he messes up on this journey, he sacrificed the ability to see his brother, maybe his only remaining family member. That degree of selflessness, like, it made me feel like, I don't know, dude, like a piece of shit, or just like I'm not even
like
worthy.
Not doing enough. Like, like if somebody can do this for a complete stranger, like what are we doing for the world type?
And I asked myself the tough question, like if I was in that guy's shoes and I met a random blind guy, would I be the one to stop and be like, no, brother, I got you, take my hand?
For real, like really ask yourself that, like you really want to make it to America, you really have your goals on coming out here, like it's low key, like he's a slight burden to him, like unfortunately, like or like baggage,
more than slight,
like or whatever you could say. I don't want to say like that, but he's baggage, bro. Bringing a whole human body with you that can't even walk his own way. You have to guide him. Like that's a crazy amount of baggage to bring with you. And
it would be so easy in that situation to say like, hey brother, I'm sorry about what's going on, but I got my brother I gotta get to. I have no remaining family left. Like I wish you the best. Bendiga.
I feel like after seeing him now, like I would though. Like after seeing him now, like
you hope you would, but like. I'm looking at myself. I'm like, those are questions that are just tough to ask yourself because I feel like, damn, Tom, like you might not. Do you have that in you? And I think the thing is in life though, we can sit on the couch and think about it, but until we're in those shoes, like in a snap of a fingers, that's when you make those type of decisions. Yeah. So, like, I think we got in the car last night and we had heard so many horrible stories of what's happening in many countries in Central and South America. And it was almost like the 10, 15 minutes in the car, there's no words to speak.
Yes. After we left, we were all silent, bro. Like we had nothing to say. That shit was heartbreaking. That shit was like inhumane, bro. It's just sad.
The stories were so terrible. The death, the murders,
like it couldn't get worse, bro. He literally they killed my, like crying out loud to us, crying out loud. Like they killed my mom, they killed my grandma. Like I have nothing. Like my family had to leave. Like crying to us, like help me. And it's like all we can do is listen to you, bro, and wish you the best, pray for you, and that's literally it. Just like you said, like a funeral, you come in, you say your condolences, and there's nothing you can do, bro. It sucks, bro. I
guess the thing that also stands out to me is like my reference point of life. Like I'm trying to imagine a situation in which I'm fleeing my house, my mom has gotten killed, my grandma's gotten killed by people in the government or by people that are trying to overthrow the government. Like it doesn't even, like it's so far from what I even think is possible that's hard to even picture that happening.
Yeah. And one of the girls, she's like educated, she went to university, she was into politics, she had like a really good career, and you know, she's here on the border, bro. That's insane. Just to imagine, like, you know, she had her life going for her, and it was Ecuador, and she was crying, like, describing, like, how they just recently killed the president or the guy running for president. Like, it really affected her because she was really into politics. She was really a politician like that, and it's crazy. Someone goes to school, someone does everything right, and their country still doesn't give them a fighting chance, bro, at all. They have to go through all this to come and try to be accepted here, and then sadly, bro, and unfortunately, most of them thought that, like, they were going to be able to stay here, bro. Like, they were all talking to us very positive, like, hey, so, yeah, tomorrow morning at 6, they're going to come get us. Like, the Border Patrol, they're going to come get us. You know, I was like, yeah, they're going to come get you and deport you, though, like, in my head. And they're like, yeah, but they've been really good to us. Like, over here in Mexico, like, they'll rob us. But as soon as we seen, like, American soldiers and American, like, workers, like, they got so happy, bro. They seen American and they got so happy. Like, finally, like, they're going to help us. Nobody's going to beat us. Nobody's going to kidnap us or steal from us. Like, what the
Just
hell?
The fact that they were shown basic kindness by law enforcement. They thought, oh, we're good. We're going to be safe.
Yes. They literally, all the law enforcement did was give them like one water bottle each, and they thought they had it in the bag. Like, oh, they're being nice to us. We're good. You know?
Yeah, they were going to be sleeping on kind of like a rocky riverbed. Or
rocky river, little hill, you know.
And they thought like, oh, like that's kindness.
Yes, bro.
That's how rough they've had it.
Yes, they low-key seemed at peace compared to what they've been through in the past month. Like, that little area they had, it was a rocky, just grass and nothing there. And that was a good time for them, bro. Like, peaceful time.
And when we say people came here with almost nothing but the shirt on their back, I think there was one backpack amongst the entire group.
One.
And then there was like, you know, a 20-year-old female wearing flip-flops, a T-shirt. I didn't even know she had. I'm sure she had something on underneath, but it was like one of those long T-shirts where all you see is the T-shirt. Like, that's how you made it through Mexico and across the river and through the trains.
Yeah, nah.
So I think another thing that we like, the conclusion we finally got to in the car when words came to us was how grateful we have, how much gratitude we should have for this place. And like, we're never complaining again about anything.
Don't bitch about anything, bro.
Yeah.
That's just like you said, bro. You don't have the right to bitch about shit when people are going through this shit out here. Hell no.
So it makes me think also of the George Floyd era where, and again, what happened to that police officer going to prison for life is exactly what should have happened in that situation. I think justice was served. But the thing that I guess is striking to me is when people that are traveling through Mexico look at American police, like, it's like, oh my gosh, like they're so kind, they're taking care of us, they're so nice, they're not beating us. And we had a damn near revolution in this country.
We say fuck the police all the time, bro. Like,
and
it's fuck law enforcement, fuck the police. That's how America lives. Like, that's how America lives.
And in Mexico, you would be terrified to even say that.
Yeah, nah, fuck no. They'll come find you, like, just for posting. Like, if you be posting and a cop or any one of them, like cops or what are they, like federales, like all those different type of things. If they catch you, like they post, they'll come beat your ass. Like, oh, you said this shit the other day, you know, like. It sounds like they won't. I know everybody's not going to believe it, but they will dead ass see a Facebook post, and if they catch you out there, they're going to beat your ass, bro. It's not like the cops here. You don't got no rights. It's guilty until proven innocent. Look it up. In Mexico, you're guilty until proven innocent. That's how it works. Like when you go through court and all that, if they accuse you of a crime, you have to prove your innocence before you get out of anything. That's crazy.
It's just been amazing to me to see our attitude towards police. And obviously, I think, like, do we have a troubled history with police? And are there many cases like Eric Gardner when he got choked out in New York for selling packs of cigarettes? Like, that's crazy. No one got in trouble for that. And we can go back to Rodney King. There's plenty of instances. So I'm not saying that there's not bad moments in police history. Of course there is, and they should be held accountable. But overall, like, in America, you can't bribe the police.
Yeah, no.
Like with body cams, if you get beaten by police, it's going to be nationwide news, and that cop is going to be like fearing for their life and have to go into witness protection program. Like, I don't think, I guess, and the common thing I'm trying to get between being grateful for America and even grateful for our police is I just don't think people get how bad it is in other places to realize, like, oh, okay, like it's actually like, yeah, there's flaws in the system, but like overall, we're very happy to be here.
Yeah, overall, it's just a lot of people can't let go of a lot of things, like experiences they've had, like stuff they've done to their family, or like, you know, like how's any of George Floyd's family ever gonna respect the police after this? And you could kind of understand it, but when you see this side, like, you know, a good like majority of the police are not like that. Like probably 80%. Like you probably have a fucked up 20%, but 80% would be like the guy we ran into last night. Like, you know, actually just a helpful police, you know, helpful sheriff, whatever it is.
Yeah. So let's go more into I think we have some fun stories to tell. We can get out of the sad stories a little bit. For sure. Let's get into more of the story and life of Chedda Blanco. And we met, was it right about a year ago?
It's about a year. It's about a hit a year.
So you took us through Murder Creek. You took us to the border. You took us into Mexico.
Yes,
Shout out 9-3.
Free Izzy.
Free my dog.
Nah, for real.
Okay. Let's get into your history, because I've met you since you've been more of a calm down, grown up man. But
nah, for sure.
Back in the day, Chedda Blanco, dude.
Nah, do your homework. Hey, nah, for real.
Do you want to get into any of your stories about your Wild West days? You were telling us some hilarious stories last night.
Yeah.
You want to get into that?
Like, shit, a lot of that shit was private for us. But what story would have been perfect? Like,
can you talk about getting robbed?
Getting robbed, what I told y'all last night, I could talk about that, bro. I could talk about that. So, I'll just say, I got out of my apartment. I was 18 years old, by the way. Let's take it back. Like, I was 18 years old. I was fucking, fresh out of my parents' house. Like, I had just probably been renting my place for, like, 6 months, Like, I left when I was 17. So, I was renting a little
side hustle.
Spot.
You're running a little side hustle, let's say that.
Yeah. So, I had a little fucked up apartment, bro. I was paying $420 a month, bro. Light and water included, $420, bro. When I seen that, I was like, yeah, that's my favorite number. Let's get it anyway. Bro, it was number. Like it was like the size of the kitchen, bro. It was tiny. But yeah, bro, I fucked with it, bro. It was my first little trap. And then so yeah, I was doing a little side hustle back then, selling candies and shit. And then this one guy, he bought a chocolate bar from me every single day, bro, for 3 months. You feel me? Like, he was like a 30-year-old. I was 18. These guys like 30, all tatted up. Like, he looked malandro, bro. He looked like he about that shit or whatever. He always told me he was from Dallas, and by his accent, I could tell. Like, he really spoke like a black person from Dallas, bro. That's how he talked. And,
he was a Mexican guy.
He was Mexican. So he bought a chocolate bar every day for 3 months, and then like kind of got he got comfortable with me and gained my trust, and then one day he's like, yo, I want a box of chocolates. Like, I want a whole lot of chocolates. Like, I want to be selling chocolates. I was like, all right, like I just heard like the dollar sign at the end, like, it's going to be this much. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to make a sale for this much, this many chocolates. So he pulls up, I'm walking outside, bro, taking mine. Like, this was like fucking 5 or 6 years ago. And back then, you wouldn't just be like freely, like your plug would always be like, yo, no, like hide it or put it in your pocket or whatever. Like, bro, I was so young and dumb, bro. I was just walking out with them, bro, like walking out with the bag. Fucking see the car pull up, and instantly that's when I knew shit was wrong, bro, because bro pulled up with all 4 windows down with 4 motherfuckers in there, bro. And I was like, he always only comes with his girl or comes alone, you feel me? And he just cops a little bit. And then when I seen him rolling deep, and when I seen what I was holding, when I seen the amount, I was like, fuck. But I was like, maybe they all in it together. They all put their money together or some shit. So I'm just like, fuck it. Like, nothing had ever happened to me before, bro. So I had to go through it to fucking, be aware. Like, hey, this could happen. But, I'm going out there, no strap, no gun, 18 years old, don't give a fuck. I'm literally, like, I'm kind of naive, bro, at the time. Like, I'm a youngin', I don't know this shit. Like, I had been doing it a while, but, like, now when niggas doing type of shit like this, bro. So I pull up, windows down, and, like, I already felt nervous. I just start putting him in his car, like, he's taking him. Hey, what's up, bro? Like, he just, like, greets me how he always does. And I'm just, like, looking at the back, like.
Could you feel his energy was off?
Nah, he played it the same, I would say, He played it the same. Like, he acted like nothing was. His energy didn't give me anything. It was just, like, the events, like the way he's coming, the way he's asking, the way this shit, it's all red flag everywhere. And here I am just still doing it. Because how am I going to walk out and I'm be like, oh, I feel like something's off. Never mind, bro. Later, like, I feel like that's some, I don't know, bro. It's just like, I wouldn't have done that at the time. You feel me? So I pull up, I'm in the window. They're all 4 already in his car. And then he pulls out some money. It was supposed to be $750, bro. It was supposed to be $750, and he pulled out what looked like $200, $300. Like, as soon as he pulled it out, like, was gonna pay me, like, I seen the 100 on top and like a bunch of little 20s. Like, it was not a lot of money, and that was a last red flag in my head. Like, oh fuck, I'm for sure fucked right now. Like, as soon as I seen that it wasn't enough money, I was like, I'm either getting shorted, like half the money or 25% of the money, or I'm gonna get robbed. Like, instantly thought to my head. I already knew. So he's like holding it out, like he's gonna give it to me. And then as I put my money on it, like in my head, I'm like, fuck it. Like, I'd rather at least get paid half than fucking, like I literally thought that shit. I'm like, I'd rather at least take $200-$300 than take nothing. So I put my hand on the money. And that's when this motherfucker just grips the fuck out of it. Like, nah, like, and he just like brings it back. And when he brings it back, pulls out this Abraham Lincoln 1911 ass fucking, I don't know what revolver, bro. Fucking old ass, crusty, rusty shit, bro. And he pulls it out and you just hear like, bro, it was like so detailed. The way he cocked it back was just like, and I was just like, fuck. Like inside of my head, I'm literally watching a fucking 30-year-old guy fucking from Dallas pointing a fucking revolver to me, bro. Like, and he's just like, now you know what fucking time it is. Get the fuck back, nigga. And I was just like, like stuck, nigga, like stuck, bro. I don't have no gun. I've never been robbed. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing there, bro. Just standing, bro. He's like, turn the fuck around, bro. Like, I fucking listen, bro. I should have put a Tommy G, how you always say, bro. Like when we're in Mexico, like when those guys told you, like, hey, get the fuck on the ground or turn around, like, you're not gonna turn around, bro. Because if they shoot you while you're looking around, like you say, like you always say, I'd rather be looking at a motherfucker and know what's gonna happen to me than, bro, I should have done that shit. But no, I fucking turn around, hands in the air like a fucking bitch, bro. I'm just like, fuck. I literally, like, he pulls it on me. Like, you know what fucking time it is? Get the fuck back. Like, bro, it was like, oh, bro, I replay this shit. And I look, like, literally every time I say this, I feel like ramping up. Like, it's like a slight PTSD about this shit, bro, for real. He pulls it, tells me to turn around, and I just, like took a step back and had my hands like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even say shit. I just, and then I turn around, and that's when, like, I'm facing my apartment, and I'm literally like, oh, fuck, I'm getting shot. Like, I'm getting shot. Like, dude, nothing in me it was just like, bro.
Isn't it weird how sometimes in those situations our body kind of freezes?
It froze, bro. I froze.
Like they say,
I fucking froze, bro.
They say it's either fight or flight, but also freezes in there too.
Freeze.
And the freeze is one of the worst feelings in the world because at least fight or flight is action. So even if you're running, you're taking action.
Yeah, that's
you're not
action.
stuck, and you're like, okay, I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna dive over this bush, jump over this fence. I'm out of here. But
I was not like that at the time, bro. I really wasn't.
Freeze is a terrible feeling in the body.
Facts, bro. I'm hands up, facing my apartment, and I'm just like, bro, this gun gonna go off any second. Like, it's about to hit me in the center of my back, bro. Like, I already felt it fucking coming. Next thing you know, you just hear the car, like you hear the rocks in the turd, like driving off. I was just like, oh, fuck. And then I just started running. After he left, bro, I could have ran a long time ago, but I kind of, like you said, I froze for a while. I run to the fucking apartment, and I just throw myself on the couch, bro. Like, oh, babe, they just fucking robbed me. Like, to my baby mama, bro. She was just like, what? Like, started crying. I was on the ground, like, holy fuck. Like, bro, it was just, you know, it's different, bro. It's different now, but when they first ever pull a fucking gun on you, bro, it's crazy. Crazy, bro. Like,
I think people that are willing to rob at gunpoint, that to me is just like, dude, figure it out how to get your own shit.
I mean,
it's part of the game though when you're selling chocolate bars.
Facts, bro. It really just is, bro. I took my little tax. I took my tax and I moved on, bro. And
just the cost of the game.
It's the cost, bro. I didn't let that shit happen again, bro. And I learned, and that's when I got all into my shit, like straps, learning about guns, learned that really out here in Texas, bro, you don't gotta be selling chocolate bars. You can get clapped out here anywhere. So stay strapped or get clapped out in Texas for real, wherever you are, especially Houston and San Antonio. Like,
what percent of men in Houston and San Antonio think are strapped?
Oh, strapped? What percent? 30.
What about in the trenchier areas?
80. And because the other 20 can't afford a strap or some shit. But everybody would be strapped in the hood if they could. Everybody would be strapped in the hood if they could. But like 75, 80% are strapped, and the other percent, they just don't got the little 600 for the Glock, you know?
I'm totally for people protecting themselves with a gun.
Yeah.
One thing that stood out to me, so I guess both times we've hung out together, we have ended up getting guns pointed at us. First by the Mexican police. Yeah. Yesterday was more unintentional.
Yesterday, I was like, what are the time? But yeah,
so we were in a trap house, and I'll say no more than that. I guess just kids that are doing a little bit of the driving to transporting people.
Yeah.
And they have guns in the room, and this kid, like, I'm sitting where Chedda is. This kid is like has a gun and is just pulling the trigger like this just for fun because like or like
trigger discipline is insane, bro.
Or like he'll be pointing at one of the Keegan or Miguel and just be like, I'm like, dude, like this is literally an instrument of death. Like this is something.
I was like, dude, I was just like in the background, like they don't witness this. They think like it's normal to y'all, I guess, like like music videos, but you know, all this shit, you know. Like,
I guess if they have been like at least said, "Hey guys, it's unloaded. I'm just gonna flex with it a little bit," I would have felt a lot better. But
even if it's not loaded, your finger should not be on a fucking trigger ever.
That's like, unless you're intending to shoot somebody, you never have your finger on the trigger. Yeah. And then knowing that these guys are on something, like they're at least a little bit high, they're a little bit high, they might be, who knows what else they're on. Yeah. They weren't like out of control. I'm not saying that they were like super drugged up, but like, I'm not trusting the judgment.
To the point where they could be clumsy and fuck up.
Yeah, and also you're dealing with like a 17, 18-year-old kid. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much of this is like you're a little bit performing for the camera, so you're trying to act hard. But man, like it goes through my mind, like all it takes is one dumb split second and we can be paralyzed. We never walk the same. Yeah. Oh, you wanted to go, you know, we both have little kids, or I have a little kid on the way. You have a little kid, a couple little kids.
I got 2 girls.
Like if you want to go jogging with them, if you want to play in the yard with them, and it takes one dumb bullet from one moron that was trying to flex for his video.
Honestly, bro.
So I guess when we see some of the stuff we saw yesterday and the previous trip with some of the smuggler kids, I guess a thing that I keep questioning on this channel is the scale of good and evil. And it's like the people that you think are going to be evil, they're really not. Yeah. Like they might be dumb. They might have the wrong intentions. But it's not like these are like evil masterminds that are like, we're human traffickers, smugglers.
Yes,
like,
it's not what you think, bro.
It's more so like, oh, yay. Like, oh, wait. Like, oh, do the way thing.
Look, a la verga way.
Yeah. Like, oh, wait, this is a way to just get some cool
like,
watch.
Way, it's cool way. Yeah, way.
Like, you ever heard of Johnny Dane, bro? We can do 2 trips. You can get that, man.
Yes, bro. They're literally, yes, bro. That's how they think, bro. Like, so have you ever heard of Johnny Dane? 2 trips and you can get them. Yes, bro. That's how they fucking think.
So, I guess, do you think, like, even the cartel, we were asking them, like, what involvement does the cartel have in the human smuggling? And they're like, they actually keep the game safe. Like, they're almost the referees of the game, because the guys on some of the individual coyotes will try and extort the people. Like, oh, you paid 15? Well, I'm going to take you to the wrong address. And if you want to keep going, I need another 2, 3. Yep. So like they pocket extra, but their cartel keeps it clean. Like, hey, you can't do that. If you try and extort people and ruin our business, we're gonna have someone find you.
Yes.
Oh, and then this was a part that was just scary to me. If you're taking a load,
I already know what you're gonna say.
You get pulled over, you get caught. The load doesn't make it there. What do they say the cartel wants to do?
The cartel want to cut up loose ends on that shit. So if you're on the way to Houston, you got 6 people with you and they paid you, they're gonna pay you $2,000 each, and you get pulled over halfway, you're obviously like a liability to them at that point. Like, I guess because you can snitch or something.
You have too many contacts in your phone.
Yes, they're probably gonna want to take you out in jail. Like, if you do a little bit of jail time, they'll take you out right there. That's how I feel. Because that's what they said. That's what they're telling us. They'll kill you. They'll find you. If you're the one that fucked it up, if you fucked up the trip, it's on your ass. The cartel's on your ass. That's what they said, bro.
Can the cartel get people in Houston, in San Antonio?
Bro, they got people probably in every fucking city in Texas or every city in America, bro.
But will they actively take people out in America?
Bro, it ain't shit to them, bro. It ain't shit to them.
That's amazing and terrifying.
We see it here on this border town, bro. We see it here. Like, we see it here, bro.
So because I guess it's just too many people snitch. That's like, if they thought you were going to just hold your tongue, do your time, they'd be fine. Like, is there a way to be like, please, no, sir, I will not say a word?
Yes. I'm sure there's like not every single one that fucks up. Like, because like, what if it's like a OG driver, you know? Like, what if it's one of them? They get caught. Are they really going to do that to him? Or are they going to be like, oh, no, that's our boy. He ain't going to see shit.
Do you think they also say that as an incentive? Like,
don't fuck up.
Do a high speed?
Could be.
Like, because I would guess a lot of these guys, because of the threat of getting caught, they're incentivized to do the high-speed chases.
Yes. Bro, it always ends up in a high-speed chase around here, bro. If you're 18, 19, 20, you see Border Patrol and you got 6 or 10 people with you, you ain't stop them.
Well, plus, I'm just trying to evaluate the decision. If it's stop and get apprehended by American police that are, like, if you just...
Or the cartel.
And then the cartel is going to get you, or it's run... Like, as long as you don't fire at the American police, you're going to survive, most likely.
50-50, bro. I've got guys I went to school with, bro, have took these motherfuckers on a high-speed chase, rolled that bitch over, killed all the fucking illegals in there, bro. And somehow they survived. The driver survived, bro. There's 2 kids I went to school with, and they kind of have, like, identical cases, bro. And they both got locked up for, like, what is it, manslaughter or whatever it is, because they caused the death of all those people, bro. And I guess because they're the only ones in the seat and the only ones with the seatbelt, because everybody's crammed in the back, flipping over. Everybody's gonna die, bro. Unfortunately, Border Patrol gets them on a high speed, bro, and you're going on 57, you're going on whatever highway you're going, bro. There's nothing but Border Patrol on there. You're like, you really gotta like have a fast ass car, high speed chase for like a mile, pull over, let them get out, and then you can't just be going for 15 minutes, bro. Like if you're going and you haven't like got away in the first 5 minutes, you gotta stop, bro. Like there's no way. There's like 50 more Border Patrol waiting for you. There's no way out of this shit, bro. Like, don't risk your life. Don't risk their lives. It's stupid, bro. Like, all these people died in the past few years from chases, bro. And Uvalde, when I was working there, they said that every single day they got them on a chase. Every single day, 1 or 2. And you hear them pass by a tire shop, bro, like, fucking hauling ass, bro, reckless. And they have, like, a pursuit policy out there, too. Once they get to the city, they just start making the report to the next city and the next city. Like, they can't just be chasing them out through Uvalde, bro, because like, it's dangerous to the rest of the people, bro.
Yeah, a lot of police departments have had to make rules around chases. I know in Milwaukee, like, when they try and do the chase, too many people die. The pedestrians, the Kia boys, or even the cops. Or they'll drive, because you'll see when they drive through someone's house. Like, they're going so fast that they go off the street and they go into somebody's house.
Seen that.
So, I guess it's like for the safety of everyone involved, the best possible decision is find a way to get them at a lower speed. Are spike strips used? Or like, is that something or is that just like a video game thing?
No, they do use spike strips, bro, because I've seen them. And at the tire shop, we've had like 4 vehicles come back to back because they were victims of the spikes on accident. You feel me? Like the cops laid them out and just innocent people ran, like 4 cars just went over the spikes. So we had to change their tires. So I know they do be using spikes out here. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that's crazy because that's dangerous too. You flatten their tires, they got no control in the car, bro, and they're going 75, 80. You got no control. That's crazy.
You can easily die.
You can roll over, bro. Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me, knowing what I know about tires and how a car works. Bro, you got 4 flat tires and you're going 75. That's insane, you know?
We've done a lot of risky videos on this channel, but recently we were covering the Houston car scene where some of these guys go fast. And that's a video that I kind of pussy out on, as far as I'm not getting in the car when someone going 160. I'm sorry. Like,
I bet.
What would you have done it, you think?
Fuck yeah, bro. I mean, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, at the same time, I'm like, man, do I trust him? But like, I mean,
what about if you saw that these guys were drinking Hennessy?
Hell nah, bro. Fuck no.
Before, like, they were taking glugs of Hennessy before the car.
Right off the bat, no.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Fuck no. I'll drive a car 160, but I won't. And on my own Hennessy, I'll do it too. But like, not with someone else behind the wheel. Like, I can't put my.
Yeah, that is the big thing, is you want to be in control.
Yeah.
And they'll be like he was trying to convince me that he's like, you got to get in this guy's car. He's like, this is exactly how he pitched to me. It's like, you got to get in this motherfucker's car. He'd be retarded.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm like, retarded? That's the wrong word to use if you want me to get into his car.
For real. You could be like, oh, he cold with it. Like, if he's cold with it, then it's different. Like, oh, he knows how to drift. He knows how to fuck around.
He too crazy. He'd be doing all this retarded shit.
Fuck no.
We're in a group of 50 plus guys that are driving, and that's the guy you want to select for me to get in the car with. Yeah, I was like, we'll put a GoPro in and then we'll work it in there. But I cannot. I guess you do have to, like, there are risks you got to take in this world, and you got to decide but what's too much of a risk.
Yes, exactly, bro. You do got to take risks, bro.
So tell me a little bit about the Texas rap scene.
Hell yeah.
You're covering it. Your page is starting to really pick up steam.
Fuck yeah.
Texas buzz. Who do you have your eyes on in the area? Or like, who is just like, this guy has just impressed me with the stuff they're coming out with?
For sure, bro. I mean, my first episode, I covered Lil Med. Second episode, Block Chop, bro. Shout out both of them. Appreciate them. And right now, obviously, bro, everybody knows that Answers Mexican OT, bro. Like, he's a must interview. I need, bro. Like, I need that shit.
He is just a special person, dude. Like, I've gotten to meet a lot of rappers that are in successful parts of their career. Yes. But his charisma, like, it's a mixture of like and you met him a handful of times, so
Yeah.
you know the kind of the feeling, like very humble on
Very
one
humble,
end,
bro.
but also boss, dude. Like
As fuck, hell yeah.
driving around in like a custom caddy with
Yeah.
like blue stars in the ceiling,
Yeah.
like drinking and just chilling.
$800 a drink a day and shit. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, some of these Texas rappers are blowing my mind. Like you'll ask, like, oh, how much like your lean habit? What does it go for? Like 1,000, 600. Like some of
it really
they're
do.
like, oh yeah, my manager was like, you know, 1,200 a day.
Yeah.
I'm just doing the math in my head. Like that is like a luxurious career.
Very luxurious.
That's like a few $100,000 a year of just lean.
Yo.
But what I love about OT is just like the guy is just raw. He's so versatile. Like
Yeah.
there were songs I heard of his. Oh, that's like he's like Post Malone. There's songs that you heard of him like, oh, that's kind of like Kevin Gates. Like he has so many different lanes he can go down, and I think that's what's gonna make longevity. Because there's some rappers like once you've heard like 2 or 3 songs, it's almost like you've heard all of them because like they got the same flow, the same beat, the same this, the same that. He could come out with a country album, then he can come out with a rap album, like, and then he can mix it all into a different mixtape, like.
Yeah, on that.
And then it was the charisma, like. It was. I just felt like I was with an absolute star. Like he was just having it radiating it off his body.
Yeah.
Like just cowboy boots, no shirt, just comfortable as can be, chilling, just in the moment, in the pocket. I'm like, this is a special moment in this man's career, and it was just fun to be a fly in the wall for a couple hours.
Same, bro. Same. When I've been around him, felt the same way, bro. Real cool dude, bro. Hell yeah.
Is the feeling in Texas that there's a lot of camaraderie? Because I know like Flint, Michigan, there's a lot of camaraderie. People collab.
Yeah.
But other places, it's like Milwaukee, it seems very contentious. Like even if someone gets a tiny bit of buzz, then like 4 people want to come out and like diss him or like hate on him. What do you notice in the Texas scene?
I mean, like I ain't hear no OT disses ever, you know.
But in general, the Texas
like in general,
scene.
It kind of be like that. Like it's 50-50, bro. Like 50-50 of the artists, like they support each other and fuck with each other and show love wherever they get love, you know. And then the other 50 is like they just see someone buzzing and they want to feed off of it. Instead of asking for a feature, swallow your pride, hit them up, ask for a feature. Like, let's work because they buzzing. Pay the man his price, you feel me? But nah, they just, I'm going to diss him. I'm going to diss that guy. He got caught. I'm going to diss him, you know? Bro, that's some bitch shit.
In a way, diss or beef is good for a rap career, right?
It could be, bro.
Well, yeah, it can go both ways, right? Because either can get, if they're really, really about it, beefs can get deadly.
Nah, it do.
We were in Baltimore area, and there was these two groups beefing, and it was so serious that apparently one rival went on live, Instagram Live, and within 2 minutes was gunned down because the ops were watching.
I feel like that's how it be out there. That's like some Chicago shit, bro. If you're on Chicago and you're on live and you got ops, they're really sliding on you, bro.
And that's a rule we've had to make as a channel recently, because as the channel is growing, it's becoming more of like we'll get a status symbol where it's like, oh, I'm bringing Tommy G to town, and then you don't know how many people are going live, or as you're shooting, there's a ton of people with their phones out posting right away, and it's
dangerous,
and it's hard to like, it's like herding cats, because it's hard to be like, fellas, like do what you want, but please post it afterwards.
Yes,
we were in Iowa and it didn't happen. They went live.
Nah, fuck that, bro.
And immediately I may have looked like a pussy, I don't care, but immediately I was like, all right, guys. The other part of it that we saw, I can't say exactly what we saw on a cell phone, but let's just say it was grotesque, gruesome, brutal. Like we saw something that we shouldn't have seen on the camera. And it was like, and then they went live immediately after, and it'd be like, oh yeah, like F this guy. We with Tommy G and F this guy and F that guy. And I'm just like, okay, we immediately leave. Just, all right, guys, been good. We got to peace out. See you soon.
For real. Yeah, jet out of there.
I'm surprised that, like, with how deadly things can get, like, I guess this is the mind of, like, a gangster rapper that's hard for me to wrap my head around is, like, it is more important to flex at the risk of dying and losing everything than it is to just be a little bit safe and post things after the fact.
Like, why, bro? Just wait till you did, right? Just wait till you did. But it's just like, it ain't that much of a flex if you weren't live at the moment, because you're telling them, I ain't scared of shit. I'm out here, whatever. That's what you're doing when you're on live and you got ops, bro. You're telling them, I'm right here on this street, bitches. Like, catch me. You're asking for it, bro. That's insane, bro. That's some crash dummy shit. That's some little boy shit, bro.
Well, plus the only people that you're really like you're focusing your attention on the people that don't like you. Like that's a bad way to structure a career. Like I got really good advice. There's this YouTuber named Jordan Welch who like he's just wise beyond his years. He's in the finance space, and he's just always giving me encouraging and wise words to think about. And like I was thinking, like, do you ever respond to a negative comment? And he's like, no. Like if you respond to just the negative comments, then you're rewarding people that are saying bad stuff, and all of your people that actually truly bump you and love what you do, and you're not responding to them. Then you're you're rewarding the wrong behavior. Mm-hmm. Plus, anybody can sit on the couch and boo from the bleachers. Like people that are actually out in the field trying to strive for something. Yeah. Rarely are those people the ones that are dissing about stuff or throwing shade. But I've noticed it's the guys that like no profile picture,
nothing going,
never posted a video, never. No motion. It doesn't look like they're doing anything. And I'm not dissing them. I'm simply saying like. It's interesting the guys that aren't doing anything are mostly the guys that are dissing you.
Yeah, if you got motion, you're not talking shit, bro. If you got motion, you're not hating. You're just like, you see another motherfucker with motion, you're like, okay, yeah, I see you. That's what's up. You know, why would you be a hating ass fool? Because you got nothing going.
Okay, I'm going to see if there's a... Let's rehash the Mexican police story. Because we actually recorded a podcast right after it happened. And we were new to the podcast game, so my audio was off.
I remember that.
So let's tell the audience about the scariest time of our life. We'll set the stage. We had a guy named Hostage that we were going across the border to meet to do an interview. He's a rapper, he's a tattoo artist, and we pulled up to a spot. And before we even pull up, we stick out like a sore thumb. It's like
for sure
a bunch of nerdy looking
white boys,
whites.
Yeah,
and everywhere, like we get out of the car, it's one of those like record skip moments where like everyone just like looks at you and is like, what is going on?
Every fucking neighbor on that street was like, "Que chingados, like what the fuck are these fucking white boys doing?" You know, and I was just like, you know, like I'm like trying to be I'm a local and I'm from around here type shit, but
¿Cómo está?
For real.
So we get into the house, interview's going well. I go to the bathroom. As soon as I get out of the bathroom, and el piso la verga. Burst in the door, get down on the ground. What was going through your head in the moments right when the cops were coming in?
The first moments, bro, I still remember clearly as fuck. Like, I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at you guys. Like, I'm not in the scene of the door. So if you come in the door, you still can't see me because I'm behind the wall. So I'm behind the wall, and I just see y'all's reactions first, and they start screaming. I hear all this, like, commotion. I'm like, wait. What the fuck is really going on? As I peek, I already see Hostage on the floor, his boy on the floor, and you are on your way to the floor. Like, you're just, like, kind of confused. Like, okay, I'm getting down and shit. Yeah, bro, it was instantly, like 1 second to the next, we're just all on the ground, like looking up, like, what the fuck? These guys are just pointing at all of us, like, one by one. Like, he just, like, turns and points at me and then points at you, like don't move, and then like don't move, like just constantly. I'm just like, oh fuck.
What were they saying in Spanish? Like, say it in Spanish, just so people can get an idea of what the kind of things like, they were saying.
Boom, and then el piso la verga, like get the fuck down, and then one guy's like, agarramos reporte que andan vendiendo drogas aquí. And then I was just like, oh, fuck. Like, oh, fuck no.
So what do you think they thought was going on? What do you think the police thought we were doing there?
Now, bro, now looking back at it, now, like, after everything, I feel like they were capping, bro. I feel like they could have said anything, bro. They could have said, we're looking for a missing person, you know, but they just said, we got report that y'all are selling drugs. But, bro, because that was the same truck that kind of drove by us while we were walking in. We're walking in, basically, camera. Looked like a couple white dudes coming in. Like, it's so, like he said, we stuck out like a sore thumb. We're walking in, and as I turn around, I see the Ram passing, like the cops' Rams. And I'm like, fuck. Like, that just stayed in the back of my head. Like, we just been spotted type. Like, we've been spotted. It's cool. It's no big deal. But it could potentially bring some type of attention. And then once, like, I saw everything that happened, I was like, yeah, they literally just, hey, let's go see what the fuck they're doing. They're not normal. Let's go fucking kick the door in there, say that we got a report of drugs. We can do that. They can do that shit if they want.
So police can make pretty much anything up as a reason to get in there.
Yes, they can make anything up, bro. They could say they pulled you over for this and that. If they're just trying to rob you, if they're just trying to whatever. Bro, and like Hostage said, what did he keep saying? If y'all white boys wasn't in here right now, they would have took my ass. And this is like, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah. y'all were like insurance to us, bro. For real.
Do you think it's possible they thought, few Americans, we think there might be drugs sold here, like they're picking up big from the plug? Or does anyone actually pick up drugs? Does any Americans actually go across the border into Mexico to pick up drugs? Like, does that sound like the dumbest idea ever?
It in their eyes, it's probably more probable that we were doing that than anything else. Like, what else could they be thinking? You know, there's no reason for us to be walking in that trap, bro. You know, it was like not a good neighborhood. It was not a good looking place. It was a trap, bro. And what the fuck are these guys all doing here looking dressed normal American and shit, you know?
So they thought, like, they're either about to get, like, the biggest bust of their life.
Or they don't give a fuck about the bust. If we really had some kilos or pounds or money, they would have kept that shit for them three. I swear. They would not call for backup. They wanted to come in there, boom. All right, where the fuck is everything? Because we're taking that shit and we're selling it. That's exactly, it sounds fucking made up, bro. I know to the world it probably saying it's made up, but you live here, you live there, you know that's exactly what type of time they're on, bro.
What do you think kept them from taking the camera? Like, do you think they were actually good policemen, or do you think they thought, the risk of taking an American's camera that, because I was showing them the YouTube channel too, so they knew that maybe it could have gotten some.
Yeah, they knew it was some heavyweight shit over here.
So do you think they knew like they could have been like called out for it, and they?
Yeah, not for real.
Do you think that's what kept them on us?
They showed the fear right off the bat when they're telling us like, if anything fucking comes out, make sure this badge don't come out. Make sure my corporation don't come out and the things on my truck don't come out. Like, make sure you don't know what police was here. You know, they don't want the world to have known what group they were, because they'll get in trouble, bro. They'll get in trouble.
I think, so like another thing, because this is one of those moments where time kind of freezes, right? Like 10 minutes could have passed, 10 seconds could have passed. It was really hard to tell. But we were on our...
Did your life literally flash before your eyes? Because I fucking did, bro. Like, what they say, that shit, it really did, bro. I was just thinking about my kids. I was just thinking about my life. Like, so quick. Like, oh, my mom's going to say this happened to me. Like, you know, like thinking like, fuck, bro. Insane, bro. I thought we were going to be shot on spot or taken and just held hostage till you know, they call somebody, pay, do something, bro. I didn't think we were gonna make it out of there clean. Once they said that they got reports of drugs, I was like, yeah, they're gonna say whatever they want now. They're gonna say they found something if they want to say it. Like, at this point, I was fucked up in the head at that moment, bro.
So time passes. They take our guy Borrega, which is hostage's friend, upstairs. They searched the place. They
trashed it.
They trashed it, like every single piece. There wasn't much in the house. It was a very, I mean, there was no fridge in the house. Like, this was. That's
true.
This was poverty. This was like.
Yeah, that's literally what you call a poverty, bro.
Like stone walls with like a poster on the wall of like a hot lady,
Marilyn Monroe,
and that was like his like prized possession.
Yes, bro.
I mean, this guy. I think another thing that we should explain about
shout
the
out
difference.
Borrega, bro.
Shout out Borrega.
That's my boy, bro. Shout out Borrega, bro. For real.
I think a difference we should explain between Mexico and America is when we think drug dealers in America, you usually think guys that are like flashy. They got some cars. They got a, you know, if they're doing well, they got the watches. They got the bling, and they have a lot of quantity. What I didn't realize is you could get your ass kicked in Mexico for a joint. Or for a gram, just a nug.
Oh, don't play. They love to beat your ass for a joint. They love to beat your ass for a joint, bro. Pinches marihuanos. And, bro, they hate fucking potheads, bro. Like, Mexican police look at you like, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like, for real.
Do you think they don't smoke it themselves?
Not
or just an excuse to be a bully?
Not them type. Like if you're one of those, like, real, like, involved with the cartel and involved with the cops at the same time. Like, if you're one of those and you're probably cartel member, you're probably smoking. But like the ones that are just straight corrupted cops, like, they're not having to do with the cartel. They just rob you and they take that shit home to themselves. They don't have no affiliation with nobody. Those are the type that don't smoke. Like the type that were just cops first, but then started robbing people for money. Those are the type that hate potheads, hate if you smoke weed. My boy was out there. They search your phone, bro. Like, they want to know who the fuck you are, what you got. What are you doing out here? Like, you're from over there. What the fuck are you doing over here, you know? Give me your phone. Put your fucking password. And it's like, bro, you have no fucking choice, bro. Do it. Bro,
what happens if you don't, you think?
I wouldn't. All my chocolates will come out and I'm fucked. But, like, no, for real. They're going to be like, so they get it. And he does take video of, like, a bud and stuff. Like, when he gets it, you know, like, he gets, like, a little bit PU. personal use, and just like takes a video like, oh, he's my joint smoking, my joint, little snaps or whatever, obviously of him smoking. When they seen that shit, bro, they, oh, that's un pinche marihuano, and then they're like, when's the last time you smoked, Dilo? No, like last week. No, don't fucking lie to me. Fucking a pothead is always gonna be a pothead, and he's always gonna smoke. Like talking shit to him just for fucking smoking. Like he didn't have nothing on him. They just seen it in his phone.
In Hostage's phone.
No, my boy Beto.
Okay.
My boy Beto out there, and they go to WhatsApp, play the messages. They're like hearing it, like okay, like making sure he's not saying like, yeah, no, I'm over here picking up this drugs, or I'm over here with these people. Like, you know, nothing bad. Like, they make sure you don't have no bad contacts and voice messages, pictures. They make sure you're not doing anything you're not supposed to type shit.
I think, like, when we picture America and tough on drugs, like, I think I was picturing that, oh, you could go to Mexico. No one cares about a joint. There's so much worse stuff going on that no one will care about a joint. I feel like the drug dealers there.
Because it's different. People are not smoking joints out there, like, on the corners. They're scared to smoke, bro. Look at Hostage, bro. Even Hostage be tripping sometimes. Like when I was at his tattoo shop, Hostage, bro. A fucking multi-felon ass, I don't know how many strike ass motherfucker, bro.
Been deported twice, like 5 felonies. Bro.
A bunch of shit he's been through. Oh shit, I'm scared. Smoke. Bitch, spark that shit. What the fuck? I'm like, spark that shit. And he's just like, nah, it's because you don't know how do you not. And he was the one that really taught me how fucking bad it was out there. Because this was years ago. Like years and years ago, like, and I was like, bro, spark that. What the fuck you got going on? He was like, nah, let's go to the back and just spark it. Like really paranoid, bro. That's how people smoke weed in Mexico, bro. Paranoid. At least right here on the border.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah, bro. It sounds fucked up.
Because being paranoid is like the worst part about smoking weed.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in high school, we'd be driving around and like every car was like, okay. Or like as soon as we were done with it, okay, like, put it in the trunk. Like, it's pull over somewhere. Put it in the trunk. Now we can go back. Like, I was over the top paranoid, but that ruins the high. That ruins it.
Yeah, it kind of kills the buzz.
I guess there's a little bit of adrenaline. It's almost like when you're sneaking out as a kid. Like, anytime you're doing something that you're not supposed to, there's a little rush just from doing that.
I guess, yeah.
But, like, it just was astounding to me to see drugs are flowing through this country. We could pull up in any city, find the right people, make a few calls, and literally any drug you want, you can get.
Yep.
It was just crazy to see, like, you picture Mexico more lawless, more free. Like, no. Like, if you have a tiny nug on you, you're going to get...
And they don't really have good bud, bro. They used to be smoking Reggie out there, bro. They be smoking Reggie, and they call them, like, a lata. Like, traemos una lata, which is, like, a $5 thing of bud, and it's trash bud, fucking OG Bobby Brown in that bitch, bro. Like, it's trash bud. And any actual, like... you know, Dro, I don't even know, any Zaza that gets over there, like, that's just tax to them, bro. Like, you got to pay a pretty penny to get some Za in Mexico, you know?
I think Mexico could be one of the greatest places on earth. I guess in some ways it already is. Like, it's got the beautiful people, the beautiful land, the beautiful culture, the food. Like, so much about Mexico is just, when people picture Mexico in their head, it's like a total yin-yang. On one end, you picture total paradise.
Yeah.
On the other end, you picture total fear and scary stuff happening. If Mexico could find a way to have a less corrupt leadership and, like, where people are not afraid of their own police.
It'd be beautiful.
And the cartel really aren't the ones running. Like, it's amazing that a gang... Could you imagine in America if it's like... The Bloods control everything here. And if you even post about Facebook, the Bloods will come into your house and kick your ass. Yeah. If you do this, the Bloods will kill your whole family. They're going to hang your heads from a church. Or was that... I think Miguel was telling us he has family out in Mexico, and like something happened in like this tiny small town, and heads were hanging from like strings on a church or something.
On
like
overpasses and shit. They do it on overpasses, bro. So like when you're driving, you can see them, and then they'll put in spray paint who did that shit and why. Like, they'll put a little message, bro. It's cartel shit, bro. That's cartel shit. That's why you don't fuck with it.
Another thing I noticed about newspapers, the difference between newspapers here and there is, there, like, if someone's in a car crash, you actually see like a picture of their body. Like, it could be like them on the ground and like all like they publish like crazy pictures in their newspapers.
They do. I just realized that, bro. Every Mexican paper I see has some crazy shit on there that over here they'd be probably blurring shit out like that, right? I never actually realized that, but that's true.
I wonder, do you think they encourage that to spread the fear like the cartels? Do you think the cartel tells them to publish it, or is it just like, hey, we're journalists. This is actually what happened. We want to show you really what happened so we can tell you the story. Like, what do you think that is?
They have to, the cartels have to approve it, bro. Like, yeah.
The
like
cartels,
publishers, newspaper people, man, they probably in fear every day of what they're publishing. They're like, hey, make sure, go through that shit and make sure that nothing's offensive to them. Nothing's like makes them seem like something they don't want. If they want to seem like the bad guy, we'll put them at this bad guy. But if they don't want to, you gotta like make sure you're on the same page, bro. They're in fear. They kill all the publishers.
Journalists die all the time in Mexico.
Over there. If you report against them, they're like, oh, they killed this many teenage girls, they'll kill you. Like if you make them seem any way bad, they'll kill you. They don't care. They don't care.
So crazy.
Yeah, they don't care to seem like yeah, you could say that we moved all this way. You could say that we did all this and maybe even that we killed so and so, but for doing us wrong. But as soon as you start saying like, hey man, they killed these innocent girls at a club like on accident for no reason, like that's when they take like, oh, you fucking just said that shit. Like you just like put our name in a it's a different type of bad name when you kill innocent people rather than you kill people that are involved with you and betray you and snitch on you. It's another story. A snitch gets killed versus an innocent teenage girl at a club. It's different. They don't want that type of publicity, I would think, bro. That's bad. Cause they have some type of like there's some way type of organized and they got rules and you know they're somewhat kind of like they say like no kids, no wives. Sometimes, you know, obviously if you fucking actually snitch and betray the cartel, your probably whole family's gone, bro. But you know, but overall, like I said, the innocent thing, they don't want on the news to saying like, oh, they're killing innocent people. That's probably the last thing they want. And a journalist that does say that is probably not gonna live the week after.
I'm trying to think about all the people that we wouldn't guess have some sort of cartel connection or like that are roped into that world that don't want to be. Like I'm sure there's lawyers that have to represent people like, and they have no choice. It's either like, hey, you're going to help defend us in court or bad things are going to happen. Newspaper editors, hey, you're either going to support our story or bad things are going to happen. Like I wonder how many people's careers in Mexico are impacted. Like affected. What about even like a construction guy? Like I've heard that there's like almost anyone successful has to pay some sort of protection tax, kind of like the extortion racket. Like maybe this, I don't know if you've heard this. If you're a Mexican artist that's popping, you pay like 20-30% of your like income has to go to the cartel.
Likely would be something like that.
It wouldn't surprise you?
No, it wouldn't surprise me. It's like that's probably how it goes down.
A little while ago, I think it was, I don't know if it was a year or two ago, there was a Mexican TikToker, like this kind of fat kid that was funny or I don't know exactly what he was doing, but he said he did some sort of joking around or talking about the cartel. And I think within a day or two of that post,
El Pirata,
he was pretty famous. I think.
El Pirata, like a little chubby, just dumb looking boy, like talking his dumb shit. Yeah. I think that's El Pirata. El Pirata de Culiacán or some shit like that.
So, like, these are things that it does sound, it is an entire other world. Like, can you imagine a TikToker in the United States, like, they talk shit about Trump or Biden or, like, a police chief, and they're just dead the next day?
Yep. It's really out there. That's what it is. And I know that guy had been going on for a long time, but it was probably until he said something extremely offensive that was, like, straightforward to them. Because at first he was just acting like he was... I think he was just like acting like he was cartel, like, I'm this, like just talking shit, and that's why it was so funny. But then one day he probably like said something to the rival cartel, like, oh, they could do this, they could do whatever, talk actual shit to them. And then they're like, we're gonna let this fucking famous ass influencer really talk on us. We're gonna make an example of this kid. Like he talked shit, we did this to him. Let the whole world see that, you know.
And it doesn't seem like they ever do many quick deaths.
You mean like they torture them and shit first?
That's the thing about the cartel. Like, it doesn't just seem like they pop you usually.
Yeah.
It's like they take their time with you.
Yeah.
And that's like the terror of it too.
That's the terror of it, bro. You'd rather just be shot than tortured for sure.
One thing that I think we can hit on again from last night is like when we asked the people their motivation, the immigrants that were stuck at the border, at the fence, that they didn't know they were going to be deported in the morning, but they were. From Venezuela, El Salvador, Colombia, places like that.
Yeah.
We asked them, what is your dream? What do you hope for? And all they wanted to do was come here and work.
Yep.
That's
all
it.
They wanted was, I just want to work and come home and not worry about being kidnapped, not worrying about my family being hunted or killed, and, you know, not worry about these extreme, crazy-ass things that really happen over there. They just want to have a normal life. They don't care if they have to work the worst jobs in a farm, picking whatever.
If they made $7.50 an hour working at McDonald's and got to go home every day and be with their family, they would be as happy as can be.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
And if that doesn't frame, one, how bad the situation is there and how good we have it.
Exactly.
The thing is, there's people that are disgruntled and upset in the United States, like, because life isn't easy. I think you can live anywhere in the world. Like, even if you're Jeff Bezos, life is not easy. Like, you just have different problems.
Facts.
Being rich obviously helps with a lot of things in life.
Does, but it comes with more problems, I'm sure.
But I think, like, one thing that I hope people get from this episode is, one, a sympathy of who's coming in and why. I'm not saying we should open our borders. I'm not saying we should let millions of people stream, and I know that that's going to cause massive problems. And it is causing massive problems. But when you look at it as like on a human level, one by one, the people come in, and it's like, we would do the exact same thing in their shoes.
Yeah, we would.
And to think, like, when an American is asked, what do you want in life? Oh, I want a Lambo. I want a mansion. Yep. They just want a McDonald's job and safety.
Yep.
And
the very bare minimum that we have here, that's what they want. It's crazy.
And that to me was a powerful reminder of like how I would need to, my attitude about life, how I need to carry myself, how I need to be grateful for what we got. Because that was just, I think a lot of these things are going to settle in, because it's going to take a little while for what we saw last night to settle in.
We're going to be sleeping on it, bro. We're going to be thinking about that. It's hitting hard, bro. It is. It is. I see I'm thinking about their faces and the way they were talking to us. And, bro, it fucks you up. It does.
So, Chedda, you got some things cooking. Is there anything you want to let the audience know about the things you're working on, things you're doing we can get into?
So, as far as, I run Texas Buzz. I got my first episode out with Lil Med. You could go check that out. Second episode with Block Chop. We're trying to get OT. We're trying to get free Izzy, bro. Once Izzy's out, we're trying to lock in Izzy ASAP. That's my boy.
9-3, baby.
Brother. What else we got going on? I mean, I'm also an artist. I be making music. I got some cooking up.
Dude, I've heard heat. I've heard unreleased heat in the car that you've made. And we're like, Chedda, when are you dropping this shit?
I know. I want the videos to be right, and I want the mix to be right, bro. I know I got some bangers in the vault. Like, compared to what every song's just getting better. So, like, if you hear some older shit, like, you could hear the improvement for sure.
What's that one song? Oh,
yeah, that you see, like, that's never been released. That was a fucking little remix to the, what's that girl, Glorilla, the FREE, fuck nigga, but it was like, bitches FUCK, motherfuck the feds. Got the Glocks outside the window. We be aiming at your head. Yeah,
that you thing got that was cold. Right?
You dude. Got that's probably. I don't even have the copy of it no more. You probably got the last one.
Please make something like that again and drop it. So
hell yeah.
So folks, I think that the last thing I'll leave you with is, in this YouTube world, to make anything possible, our videos are only as good as our contacts, and this is one of the best in the business right here.
Hell yeah.
4 or 5 videos that I'm extremely proud of and happy about, and only could have done with your help. So,
thank you, bro. Thank you for having me out. It's been a fucking pleasure to be around you guys, bro. The energy is crazy. Like, I learn a lot every time I'm with you guys, and I love it, bro. I love the energy. Y'all work like y'all work, bro. I love it.
So, guys, of everyone we've met on the channel, this is one of the guys that I'm like, this is my absolute dog. This is a guy that we have a lot of love for. So show him love from the channel. The things aren't possible without guys like this. Check out Texas Buzz. We'll link everything in the description, and we'll see you guys next week.
Appreciate you, bro.
Peace.
Hell yeah.